What's going on, guys? This is going to be a part 2 video of what it's like to live in North Dakota. I decided to make this video because the first video was more of a joke, and then it actually got a lot more views than I thought it would, so I thought I'd make it more of like an actual video this time. So this is going to be Minot, North Dakota, which is the fourth largest city in North Dakota. It's around 50,000 people. Then it would be Grand Forks, which is around 60,000, Bismarck and Mandan, which would be around 120,000 people. Then there's Fargo, which would be around 250,000 in the area. So this is what an average neighborhood's gonna look like right here. These are all about 3,500 square foot houses. This is what most the bigger cities in North Dakota, the average neighborhoods are gonna look like. So after this, I'll drive around and just show what some things look like and what the traffic's like and all that kind of stuff. So Minot also has an air base just directly north of the city. So a lot of airmen get stationed here in Minot. So if you were on the base, this would be driving directly south from the base into town here. This would be Highway 83. We're going south into the town, and I'll show you. Once we get past a bridge, you'll be able to see downtown and everything, and I'll show you that once we get there. Up here, you'll be able to see the Magic City Bridge, which is what Minot is called, is the Magic City. And then once we pass this bridge, you'll be able to see downtown down here, which is there. So Minot sits in between the Souris River Valley. A lot of the cities in the valley, then there's on each side of the valley, which is referred to here as North Hill and South Hill, would be houses that were out of the valley, which would be out of the flood zone. So if you were moving here, keep that in mind, that if you buy a house in the valley, there was a flood in 1969 and 2011. But the city is also building lots of flood control measures to remedy that. So there's lots of new diking systems going around the river to help protect the neighborhoods in the valley. This is Broadway, which would be the most popular, busiest road in the town where everything's on, the restaurants and all that kind of stuff. So we're still driving south on Broadway. I forgot to point out that it's currently the end of June and it is 85 degrees outside. So it does get very hot here in the summers and obviously very cold in the winters. To the left there is the post office, and to the right is a Ford dealership. And up there on the left is one of 3 McDonald's in this city. After this, I'll show you some really nice neighborhoods and some what would be considered bad neighborhoods for North Dakota wise. Probably nothing compared to where you're from. Also, this would be moderate traffic for Broadway. It's currently 2:22 in the afternoon. Around 5 o'clock, it gets pretty plugged up on this street. But here, we're still driving south. So if you kept driving south here for 2 hours, you would hit Bismarck, which is the state capital. So this is what the shopping mall looks like in Minot. As you can see, there's plenty of stores, big parking lot. It wraps all the way around to the other side. So that's what shopping would be like here in Minot. Obviously in the bigger cities like Bismarck or Fargo, there'd be a lot more, and they have more than one mall. So see, there'd be an Olive Garden there. There's one of the second McDonald's of 3. Neighborhood here in Minot. There's a lot of nice houses in here. I'll show you right up here on the left, there'll be some pretty big houses. This will be in town. Later I'll show you some pretty big houses, like almost like mansions just outside the city limits too. But right here, you can see there's a pretty nice brick house there. There's trees here since this neighborhood is older. Some more houses. And right there, that brick one is pretty big. But right here, when you go down this hill, we're currently on the east side. When you go down is where it gets pretty rough, actually. So I'll show you what a rough neighborhood in North Dakota looks like. In reality, it's not even that bad compared to like any other state, but I'll show you that too. Here we're going down a hill, kind of in a coulee here. As we get down this hill, it'll slowly start to get worse. So now you can see all the older, smaller houses because they're kind of run down. But in reality, these houses are all still over $100,000, so it can't be too bad. So this would be Valley Street here that we'll take a left on and head towards downtown. So this would be what the roughest area in town looks like here, which is really not that bad. It's just old. So we keep heading straight here. We're currently headed west into downtown. We're now in the middle of downtown. To the right there would be the jail and courthouse, and to the left is one of the many hospital buildings. And then the tall building right up there is apartments. Here we got a red light, so I'll end the video here and resume. So right down this hill we're gonna have Minot High School, which would be one of two high schools here. You can see there's the track. And over on the left here is just all nicer neighborhoods here. And there you can see the school, which is a pretty big school actually. I think this is actually the biggest school in the state because all the other cities have a bunch of smaller high schools. You can see that's just part of it. It loops around this whole property. Here, after this, I'll take a right here and I'll drive out a little outside of town and show you some nice countryside homes. So there's parking for the school. Obviously school's out right now. So out here we have some very beautiful country homes. You can see that one up on the hill there is pretty big. It's probably one of the nicest homes in the county here. See these houses all out here. This will be about 5 minutes out of town out here in the country. And I'll do a little sped up video of what it's like in the more rural areas of the state. It's all very nice. Overall, it's a very nice state to live. The economy is really good. The crime rate's low. There's good jobs. And I don't plan on going anywhere. The cold really isn't that bad in the winter. It's more of the wind that makes it worse than it really is. I personally don't mind it. You know, all you gotta do is just dress a little warmer and it'll be okay. And January would be about the worst of it. But the last couple of years we've had pretty mild winters, honestly. But in the summer, obviously, as you can see, it's very pretty out here. It's really nice. But yeah, other than that, it's a really nice state, and I'll probably take another clip later of a sunset, because there's some of the nicest sunsets in North Dakota in the country, so I'll try to get one of those on video for you guys. But other than that, yeah, I really like it here. I think most other people would if they actually experienced it, because most people just think it's like Antarctica or something, but it's really not all that bad. So, yep.